Good morning. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out if I'm being heard. I'm doing this solo this morning. Let's see. I don't think I've got my Substack on as yet. Give me a second. Still trying to figure out how to do this. Yesterday I was able to do it. Today I don't know what's going on. Let's look and see. All right. I think I might just have to give up on Substack for right now, because I'm really not able to see how to. Video is scheduled. Start. No. All right then. Let's see. They have. It says we're having trouble streaming to your destination. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted on the destination? This can occur if it's incorrect. Maybe I did not put the right destination into the, and I will upload it to it. It's still going live, and it is going live where? It is going live, I believe, on YouTube and on, what is that, Instagram? I'm not 100% sure. All right, let's just get started. Thank you. Welcome anyone who visits, and if you visit later, that's fine. You just add something into the reel. And I'm Allison B with Allison B Coaching. I am doing a series called Work Life Wake Up. It's going to be short. We're just going to spend about 15 minutes together. And today I'm going to talk about what I call believable lies. One of the things I frequently hear from people is that how work-life balance is a myth. It really doesn't exist. People will say, oh, there's no such thing. And I really believe in work-life balance. The only thing is, I believe that, one second, let me just make sure the mic is working. Yeah. The only thing is, I believe in work-life balance. The only thing is, what exactly is it? We have to define it, because I think the lie is that you could do it all at the same time in the same season and do it with excellence. And that I think that's where the myth is, and that's where where people get confused. We don't have to be constantly juggling. When we're constantly juggling, that's chaos, that's confusion, that is not peace. And I believe God has called us to a life that's more peaceful than maybe the one we're currently living. One of the best examples of that I think I ever heard is when my husband told me one time, he came by and he saw that I had like every tab open on my computer. I had like 12 tabs open. And his comment was, the computer will run very slow if you have too many tabs open. As I'm saying that, I'm looking right now at all the tabs that I do have open. And maybe I should just close out a couple of tabs. Why don't I do that? And I'm doing that right now as I'm speaking to you. But he said to me that, everyone thinks that the computer could do everything all at once, but really what it's doing, it's toggling between different activities. It's going to one, then to the other, and it's toggling back and forth so fast that you don't even see that it's doing one thing at a time, but it's just doing it very quickly. Well, that was mind-blowing for me. I thought, oh, really? So it's really not just doing everything all at once. It's doing one thing, then running to the other, then it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we're kind of like computers like that. We look like we're doing it all at the same time. I could be cooking a meal and helping my son with his homework, trying to plan something for someone else. We're talking. That's what we do, multitasking. But really, if you think about it, we're really doing one thing at a time. But when we have such divided, are we really being excellent in those things? So we're like computers, only we're not like computers, because simultaneous excellence is not fruit of the spirit, and we're supposed to be manifesting the fruit of the spirit. So we need to think a little bit about that. And in this scripture here, because I think this really speaks well to that situation. Um, oh, I forgot to put on my little ticker banner. Here it is. We're gonna turn that on so that we could remember that today is our day 3 on our series. But this is scripture reference. 26, and be still and know that I am God. That staying still. But it is something that God says we should be striving for. That purposeful, intentional, just staying still and trusting Him and knowing that He is God. He's going to take care of all the things that we tend to literally fear miss out. We're constantly trying to know everything that's going on all over the place. And in all reality, sometimes, that makes us very distracted. True balance begins with stillness. It doesn't begin with frantic multitasking. So let's get to the line. Okay, if you can't multitask, you're failing. Is that what we feel sometimes? If we can't do it all, then somehow or the other we're lacking or we're failing. We repair ourselves. Look, that person's doing it all. They've got a career, they've got a family. We see a lot of pain until, later on the truth comes out and we find out that it really wasn't that easy for them and things fell apart later on. Fasting does increase stress. I see my link keeps going in and out. I don't know what that's about, but in multitasking, you have a lot of divided attention, which can dilute your effectiveness. God never asked us to be everywhere all at once, doing everything. That's His job. He's the only one that's omnipresent and omniscient. That's not us. No, we're called to just spend time with Him, focus on Him. There's simplicity, there's focus in doing that. We're able to address our priorities well and be faithful to the task in front of us. Try and tackle one task at a time. I know that is counterintuitive, and sometimes we're like, oh, how do we do that? But you try. Okay, I'm going to put up another banner. Let's see if this comes up properly. Okay. This computer is very old and slow, so please bear with me. As I said, I've been having some major technology difficulties. So this scripture is one that's dear to my heart. To everything there is a season, and it goes on in a time and a purpose for everything under heaven. So we don't have to be in all the seasons all at once. Nature's all at once. Every now and then we can have some wonky weather, especially here in Florida, where it could be blazing hot one minute, torrential downpour the next minute. And in the morning, it could be kind of chilly. But let's kind of follow nature a little bit. Different seasons, different times, different things happen in different seasons. And in your life, you'll find that you have different seasons. Different seasons, you have different priorities. I remember building my business. Clients would want to see me late at night. They'd want to see me after they came home from work. Well, that made sense, that for their priority and coming to see. I had young kids at home at the time, and even though I wanted to build my business, building my business was not my priority. My priority was the needs of my younger children. So what I needed to do was I needed to be there at dinner time, to check homework, to make sure they had everything ready for the next day, to make sure they weren't staying up late watching TV. Oh, the son and husband works at shine, so they're early in the day, and he had to early in the day. He'd come home middle of the day, and then he'd head back out for his evening sessions. So I had probably would have moved my clients up on my priority shift if my husband had been home, but he wasn't home at night. So I do call my mom in or somebody else to take that place. Both were important. Building my business was important, but caring for the needs of my children was more important. So think about the seasons, and things can shift later on too, because kids grow up. Maybe the business. One of the things that you want to make sure that you're believing that work-life balance lie, not that work-life balance is a lie, but that lie that you should do it all and do it all at the same time with the same level of excellence. You know that you're in that lie when you're constantly feeling behind, no matter how much you do. You say everything, yes to everything, because you hear about you should be able to handle it. I thought that was so cute and clever. But yeah, stop with the shoulds. They're just because someone is able to do it doesn't necessarily mean that you're able to do. Give yourself some grace. You know that you're in a lie too when your peace just evaporates before noon. You get up determined, looking like that duck on the lake. They look calm and peaceful, but underneath their little legs are flapping like crazy. So you want to make sure that your peace doesn't evaporate before noon. You don't want to scare. Everything is interlooping, everything is touching. You can't move one thing without moving. Make sure everything is defined, has its own place to be, and has its own time that you could address it. And you also don't want to measure your purpose by the amount of activity. Sometimes purpose is very much visible, but it doesn't look like a lot of crazy activity. All right? Just being there, sitting with someone, that's purposeful and needful. Isaiah 26. I don't think I did a banner for that. Let me double check. Oh, I did. Let me put it up. I want you to have some things that could really encourage you. You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for peace during the day, just kind of get back to him when you feel like even in the middle of the day, you started off right and somehow the other things went to him, and whatever that means. Maybe if it's a time of peaceful meditation, maybe it's going to the bathroom, sitting down, taking a couple of deep breaths and saying, okay, good track. I'm starting to feel a little bit scattered here. I'm starting to feel a little bit fresh. Seek him first. We talked about that in the last episode, Matthew 6:33. Seek him. You want to reduce what is not aligned. And that could be very hard. I mean, how do you know what to take off the table? That is the hardest thing. It's easy to add things to the table, but how do you know what to take off the table? Well, you delete stuff, you delegate, defer, or do. Just make some definite commitments to do one of these four things. I know I get up sometimes and I think to myself, oh, everything is important. And I remember, no, everything is not me. Sit with my counselor, God, and say, okay, God, show me the things that I might think are important, but really aren't. And the things I just have to delete. I'm not going to play with them. I'm going to just get rid of them. The things that I might have to defer, that's going to be for another day, another I could trust to handle something. And some things, let me just get it done. Let me just do it. Let me not let it hold real estate in my brain. Let me not let it suck my energy during the day. So let me take care of those things. Focus on going to be excellent in anything. It's going to demand your attention. We also want to build rhythms and not chaos. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. I had a great comment from someone who recognized that what I was saying aligned well with neuroscience. Uh, uh, I can't repeat it right now, but it was very interesting. I'll try and see if I can put it in some notes someplace. Time in worship, that's restful. So those are the ways you sure you get into the balance. I'm going to leave you here with some encouragement. What I want you to know is you were never designed for constant juggling. All right, just remember that. It's for living. So look at it and think about it. What are you doing? Are you just juggling or are you living purpose? I know people tend to want to tell you that. It's like, that's what it is, but it's not. Balance isn't just doing everything right. It's doing things in the right season with the right pace and with the race. Balance isn't doing everything. It's doing the right things in the right season with the right day. Today was day 3. Thank you for those of you who caught this on live stream. It's not a crossword of a analysis with me right now, and I don't know why I wasn't able to get it up on Substack, but I think I got it to ground, and I think I got it on YouTube. We'll see how that works. This is Allison Benella. I'm just praying that you have a blessed day and that you stay in peace with the grace that God has given you. And I'll catch you on the next one. We'll see what day 4 brings. Be blessed.